Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am Randall M. Rueff. Call sign is K9RMR. That's Kilo 9 Romeo Mike Romeo. And today is Saturday, July 14th, 2080. It's 10:20 a.m. p.m. Let me say it again. It's 10:20 p.m. or 2200 hours, 20 minutes. I'll spit that out eventually. I'm on QRZ.com, as you can see here. I'm going to go to show you my update to my K9RMR page. So if you go to QRZ and type in K9RMR, which is my call sign, you'll get three things. You get the logbook, which gives you about recent QSOs that I've logged, details about me, and of course the main thing is the biography. And you can see recently I got verified, which is cool. There's my mailing address, where you can send a QSL card if we make contact. Here's a brief biography or a brief story about my life so far. It's kind of interesting. Let's see what we got here. We got photographs and documents. So we got birth certificate, dad holding me when I was a baby, grandma holding me when I was a baby, Papa Coy holding me when I was a baby, Granny holding me when I was a baby, Papa Rueff holding me as a baby. And with my when I was newborn, they took some footprints. It looks like, and that's what that is. Okay, there's me holding my brother Brent, me and Brent in the pool. Dad, me and Brent, or me holding Brent. I don't remember when that was, but back in the day. That's Granny behind us, and that's me and Brent. That's me and Annette Behrman. That's me, Mom. I think it's David Mock. It may be Steve Mock. It might be Todd Andrew. I don't know. I think it's David Mock or Stephen Mock. I don't remember. To be honest, I'm not sure. It may have just been one of the neighbor kids that doesn't live there anymore that I don't remember. I'll be honest, I don't remember. There's Dad, Mom, Brent, and me at Granny's house before it burned down. That house is no longer there. They had a fire back in the day. There's me and somebody. Again, the same kid. I don't know who it is. I want to say it's David Mock or Steve Mock, but I couldn't swear to that. I don't know with 100% certainty. There's Dad and Mom, and I think that may be me, maybe Brent. Or maybe somebody else. I don't know. It may be me. I be honest, I don't know. There's Uncle Larry, Aunt Gail, Papa Rueff, Granny, me, Brent, Mom and Dad. That's an Olin Mills studio in Columbus, Indiana. I'm not sure if the studio is still there or not. It might be. I don't know. That's back in the day, though. There's Granny, Brent, and me up at Granny's house in Franklin, Indiana. Again, house is burnt down. It's no longer there. Which is kind of sad. The garage that they had out next to the house is still there, I believe, but the actual house is gone. Okay, there's another Olin Mills picture. Dad, Brent, Mom, me. That's actually not a bad picture considering the time period. Again, there's Mom on the couch, me on the couch, Dad and Brent. I think that's Brent. I don't think that's me. It could be me. I can't really tell from that picture. But there's Dad. There's a picnic table up at Granny's house on the farm. Back here is a barn we used to play in on the farm. And if you look right there, you can see the pole right there. That pole right there is, I think that's the basketball. No, that may be the light. There was a light. You can see the little gray area right here. Not real well, obviously, but they had a little basketball court. That may be the basketball pole, or it may be a light, because they had a light on one side of the pole. I'm trying to remember exactly where. If that's the basketball pole or the light pole, but it's either one or the other. And there is the school bus. Papa Rueff used to drive the school bus. There's a school bus. So again, that's the farm in Franklin, Indiana, back in the day. There's me holding Brent. That's at Granny's house on her bed. Another picture of Papa on Granny's house. There's Papa Rueff, me, and Brent. And that's before Papa had his stroke. I think we're all sitting there watching TV. Papa Rueff doesn't look too. He's just like whatever. There's me and Brent. I remember that coat very well. That was one of my favorite coats back in the day. If I remember right, that brown coat was mine first, and then when I got this one, Brent got my old one. There's Papa Rueff and me on his little exercise bicycle. I used to play on this bicycle a lot. We had fun. I had fun riding on it and playing on it. We had a lot of it was something to do back in the day. But I had a lot of memories on that bike. Okay, here is my G.I. Joe jet. Now the thing I remember about this jet, I think it was for Christmas. Okay, you see how this red, white, and blue stripe and this red, white, blue stripe are not the same length? I was trying, when I got the decal, because you had to put the decals on yourself. And I remember thinking, well, they don't, because the wings would sweep back. And I kept thinking, well, these are too long. So I cut one of them, and then I realized if you sweep the wings out, it's the right length. So I cut one, and it was to try to fit when the wing was swept back. I was like, oh, it doesn't fit, it's too long. And I remember back in the day thinking, well, I'll cut it. So I cut it, and like I said, but when the wings were outstretched, it's the right length. So I was like, I figured it out before I put on the second one. So obviously I put that one on first and then the second one. But I love that jet. That jet was one of the coolest toys I had. That and the Millennium Falcon. But there's Ace up here sitting in the cockpit. And I remember the thing about this was this canopy right here opened. And Ace could come out, and he had an ejector seat with a little parachute that you could throw up in the air, and it would float back down. It was kind of cool. I played with that a lot too. That jet was one of my favorite toys growing up. Here's Uncle Larry and me and a little tractor and a basketball at Granny's house. Now out on the farm at Granny's house, out in the yard. This is Papa Rueff, Brent, and me. And he had a little John Deere tractor, and he had a little trailer thing he'd pull us around in. He would haul stuff in it, and we used to love to ride this thing. Next to driving it, riding it was the coolest thing when we were kids. We just loved it. It was cool. It was, like I said, when we went up to Papa Rueff, we were like, oh, we want to ride the tractor. So, and here we are. Let's go back a little bit. Okay. There Brent and I are sitting on the tractor. Now, Papa Rueff had, I can remember, I'm trying to remember how many tractors he had. He had, I want to say 3 tractors plus the riding lawnmower. But I could be wrong about that. May have been 2. But anyway, this is what, he had a big tractor. And I never got to drive that. I was always wanting to do it. In fact, one of the stories I remember, there's me sitting next to Papa on the little lifty, the scoop. I thought the tractor was back in the day. I thought these tractors were the coolest thing going. Because Papa had more than one plus the riding lawnmower. So anyway, I remember we had a Gillette reunion up on the farm in Franklin, Indiana, and this one kid had not gone to the bathroom all day. And they were trying to get this kid to go to the bathroom. It's like, go to the bathroom. You need to go to the bathroom. And he wouldn't go to the bathroom. And Papa Rueff finally said, you know what? If you'll go to the bathroom and go poop, I'll let you drive the tractor. And I mean, this kid didn't want to go poop. And I was like, I was so upset because I would have done anything to be able to drive this big tractor. Anything back in the day to drive this big. And this kid, all he had to do was go to the bathroom, and he got to drive the tractor. But he didn't go to the bathroom. And I was like, oh, you stupid kid. All you gotta do is go poop. I was like, I didn't say anything, of course, but I was like, I'll go poop. I mean, that's what I was thinking. But that's the story behind that. That's the one thing I remember. That was that Gillette reunion, and all that kid had to do was go poop. He got to drive the big tractor, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could drive. Wish all I had to do was go poop and drive the big tractor. And I was very jealous of that. That's the thing I remember. Okay, this is inside Granny and Papa's house. This is in the back room of their house. That's Dad, Brent, and me. And this is sometime we were having dinner there. This blue igloo cooler we had for many. I don't know where it's at now, but we had this blue igloo cooler for a long time. We used it up for tea and all kinds of things. Dad's thing back in the day was iced tea, and we put iced tea in that and kept it cool, and we could serve water or tea or whatever we wanted. But we used to have a lot of iced tea and put it stored in that and take it with us, especially when we went camping. Now, down the street from Granny and Papa Rueff's rural route in Franklin, they had some neighbors down the street that had a farm as well, and they had goats, and they were farmers, and we would go down there every once in a while and play with their goats. This is one of those times. Again, here's another picture of Papa Rueff, and us in the tractor. I don't know why, did I put that one? Is that the same one? No, it's different. But okay, now to our house here in Taylorsville, Indiana. This is one, I think, obviously it's Christmas because there's Christmas presents in the back. That's Aaron Marie Rueff, my cousin. There's Brent. There's Laura Elizabeth Rueff. Her last name is changed because she's married to Traube. I can never say it right. It's Traube. I never say it right, but anyway. There she is. She's having a good time. And there's me, and that's. I wish I knew what year it was. But you can see that's the year we all got stuff. We got the stuffed animals. I still have mine. In fact, that's. I still have that one, mine right there. We each got one. You can see. I don't know if Aaron, Brent, and Lauren have theirs, but I still have mine. So I've had that dog for a long time. The scarf that came with it is gone, but actually I have that dog, that puppet dog, still to this day. So it's in the other room. Here's another picture of our house with me and Mom and Aaron. Erin is now a doctor, and I think she's about to get her PhD. She may have it already. I know she was going for it. I don't know if she's actually got it yet. Okay, this is pictures from my school yearbook at East Columbus Christian School. It's now Columbus Christian School Incorporated. But this was in music class, this picture. That's Deanna Sue Weed, the first girl I ever had a crush on. Oh my gosh. She was my first. You know when they say the one that got away? Well, she's the one that got away. Eric Long. This is me. This is Bobby Firestone. It's Robert. Capricia Pridgeon. I don't remember who this person is, and I can't even tell who those people are or who that is. I'm not sure who that is. But that's Eric. That's Deanna. That's me, and there's Bobby and Capricia. This picture right here was from music class behind the baptistry at East Columbus Christian Church. Okay, this was on a field trip. Wish I remembered where. That's Adam Hall. There's me. There's Eric Long, Anthony Lee, Brian Eversman, Ryan Bradbury, Daniel Weed. Her name was Carly something. I want to say Salmon, but I'm not sure if that's right. Billy Danforth, who was in my giraffe reading group. It was just me and him in the giraffe reading group. I remember that. This girl's name is Jennifer Bloom. This is Richard Combs. There's Capricia Pridgeon again. Joel Markland and Richie Leslie. Kelly Arnholt and Katrina Krebs. Again, that was on a field trip. I think that was first grade. I could be wrong, but I think that was first grade. Okay, Mom, Dad, Brent, and I went on a trip. I believe this was to Florida. This is our Florida trip. So I believe this was a fort. There was a fort somewhere in Florida. They had a big cannon they fired for visitors. And that's Brent and me, and that's some guy that's dressed up in a colonial outfit. And this one picture here is where they showed they had a thing where you put in stocks. They took a picture of us. This was a jail they had there in Florida somewhere, where you could go behind the doors, obviously, and there's Brent behind the bar in the prison. Mom took a picture with him behind the bars. I think it's a good picture. It's funny. There's Granny and Papal Rueff again, Brent and me. That's at Olin Mills in Columbus. This is Cindy Coors. Now it's Cindy Pacheco, and that's me. This is in a wagon I had. This is in the on the street in front of our house where I live now still. That was back in the day. Here's another picture of me and Cindy. And I think that one of the brown shirts is Brent, and I think that this one's Matt. This is Brent, this is Laura, and this is me. Not my best picture, obviously. That's in front of our house back in the day. This is my Uncle Larry, and there's me. I don't remember that. I mean, I remember the picture, but I don't remember that day. I do remember those shoes, though. I remember having those shoes. For some reason, those shoes stick out in my mind. I don't remember that suit, but I do remember those shoes. This is my, if I remember right, this is at Olin Mills. This is at Olin Mills. This is me and my cousin Laura. That's their old Uncle Hank's old car. This was on the farm at Franklin. Me, Brent, Laura, and Aaron. I remember this picture was taken at Sears in Columbus, Indiana. Sears and Roebuck. They used to have a studio there, and we got our picture taken there. I think Gail and Mom took us. There's Mom, and background Brent and me. This right here is Granny and Papal's van. After Papal had a stroke, they got a special van with a wheelchair lift so Papal could go places. And on the back of it, they had this little ladder. You're not really supposed to climb. It's more for decoration. This ladder's more for decoration, but we like to climb on it every once in a while, even though we weren't really supposed to. This is Mom, Brent, Dad, and me. I think one year for Christmas, she got us all three Milligan College, which is where she went to college. She got us all three matching shirts. This is in 4th grade. My parents held me back in 4th grade. I had to do 4th grade twice. Didn't like it, but I did it. And when I got held back, was my second class. As far as I was no longer with my old class, it was what I call my second class. But that's Mindy Zaharico, and this is Brian Arnholt, and this is me. We're during they had a thing where one week where they did like farmer education, and they had people come in and talk to us about working on the farm and living on the farm, and they did a thing where we had different jobs and we talked about what they did, learned about what they did, and so on. And this is one of those exercises during that class. But that's 4th grade at East Columbus Christian School in Columbus, Indiana. This is me and Brent, I believe, at the Budweiser factory. This is a picture of me, Brian Yelly, Karen Ellis. She did not like me. That is one girl that did not like me. For reasons I don't know. Jenny Bird, and then Sonia Thompson. But Karen Ellis, man, she hated me. She hated me with a passion. But this was Newspaper and Education Week, and they came in and took some pictures of us. And this was actually in the newspaper. So that's 6th grade at East Columbus Christian School. This is me, Cindy, Bryce, and Brent. That's at Aunt Patty's house out on the farm in Columbus. In 4th grade, we had a thing where we had to do an Indiana history. The state of Indiana required that we do an Indiana history session as part of our curriculum. It's required by all schools. So we had these books that we made and had to do about Indiana history. I couldn't tell you right now what any of it was, but I do remember the books. We had books, and then we had to make some books about different things that happened in Indiana history. It was like a week-long session. And there we are, everybody showing off their thing. That's Ramona Richardson. That's Karen Ellis. Those two were best friends. Sonia Thompson, Brian David Yaley, Sarah Gowen, Brian Arnhold, Christina Bennett, Andy Long, myself, Randall M. Rueff, Mindy Zaharico, Don Martin, Angie Love, and Jamie Reed. There we are. I'm thinking 5th grade because I got held back and there's Ryan and Colin. So I would have been in 5th grade and they would have been in 6th grade if I remember right. So there's Eric and he. So that's Ryan Bradbury, Brian Yaley, myself, Richie Leslie, Colin Martin, Eric Long, Andy Long, Anthony Lee. Last time I met him, he goes by Tony. Rob or Bob Firestone, Jamie Reed. I played basketball for 3 years, 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade. They allowed us to play 4th grade because we didn't have enough people to play just 5th grade and 6th grade back in the day. I do remember that. Okay, this was before our 6th grade field trip to French Lick, Indiana. And you can see all the names of the different people there. There's Mr. Richardson, Jamie Reed, Mr. Yaley, Brian's dad, Brian Yaley, Angie Love, Andy Long, Jason Conrad Hiddle, myself, Randall M. Rueff, Mindy Zaharico, Sonia Thompson, Sarah Juanita Gowen, Don Martin, Ramona Richardson, Karen Ellis, Jeannie Bird, and Mrs. Ellis. And that's in front, where that's at now looks a lot different. But that was I believe this was the bus from First Christian. They let us borrow their bus. One of my senior pictures. This is at East Columbus Christian Church in the Fellowship Hall. There's Shannon and Jeremy. There's another one of my class senior pictures. This is at a party we had for Granny, I believe. And there's a picture with me and Grandma. And that's at the same party with me and Granny. This picture in the middle is me with I don't know who the kid is. It's one of those distant relatives things, but they're related, but I'm not sure how. This was up in Indianapolis one year when we had a party at some kind of hall. We had all the relatives on the grandma's side of the family. And me and this kid took a picture together. Like I said, don't remember who he is. There's me looking at pointing to the Bible. There's my certificate of baptism. When I became a Christian and was baptized, they gave me at Hilltop. They gave a little certificate, which is kind of cool. This is from the one at church. Got a little license plate that says Jesus paid it all. This is my in high school. I took a lifeguarding class. We were the first ones to take the class. It was a new offering, so I took it. Lifeguard training, American Red Cross. I passed. I got my lifeguard training, got my CPR and first aid. There's the backsides of it. I had a teacher by the name of Deborah or Riga, Mrs. Riga. She was a really good teacher. I really liked her. She was a very good teacher. She was one of my really good teachers that really knew how to taught and was good at it. I've had all kinds of teachers. I've had good teachers, I've had bad teachers, and I've had in-between teachers. And she was one of the good ones. I really enjoyed the class. But she was a good teacher, too, so that made it even better. This is a little piece of leather that Dad made for me. He made one for Brent, too. I don't know where Brent's is, but this is one he made for me. This is my high school graduation picture. Behind me, you can see Andy Russell's head, because it was always Rueff Russell. I sat in front, and he sat behind me for 4 years in homeroom, plus 2 years at Northside. That's Dr. Copper, who was the principal at the school at the time. After I graduated from high school that summer, I got my scuba certification. This side over here is the front, and this is the back. I stitched them together in Photoshop. But this is the front, this is the back side. Obviously, I blocked out my social security number so nobody knows what it is. Oh, yeah. And this signature is Kathy Reber. Her and her husband, Tom Reber, were my instructors, the main instructors. This is my graduation from East Columbus Christian School. This is my high school diploma from Columbus North High School. And then I went to Hobart Institute of Biotechnology, and that's graduated from there a year later after graduating from high school. On a trip where we went to see Hobart before we signed up and everything, we went on a trip up there to visit the school and the campus. And this was one of the structures that was out front, and me and Brent sitting on it, or standing on it. This was a fountain that they had. There's Brent, Dad, Mom, and me. I'm a lot skinnier there, as Mom would say. Grandma used to love to point out, well, you were skinny back then. Anyway, because I had a bad back, I never really thought of myself being skinny. But anyway, again, there's Brent, Dad, Mom, and me. Here I am when I got an apartment while I was going to school. That's me at the front door. The day we got it, I think, if I remember right. And there's the school logo. This is one of the holidays, either Thanksgiving or Christmas. Probably, I'm thinking Thanksgiving, but I could be wrong. It could be Christmas. One year, sometime in the 90s. There's me and Brent, me, Aaron, Brent, and Laura. At Granny's apartment. After the house burned down, she moved into an apartment, and that was at her apartment. Okay, this is me and Ashley. This is at East Columbus Christian Church. We're in the kitchen. This is at VBS. Me and her, and she's eating a donut. It's a funny picture. That's why I put it on there. This is me and one of the Rueff relatives. What we were doing is Dad was sick in the hospital, and we came to visit for his birthday. Or it was around his birthday at hospice. So it wasn't long after this picture was taken, as far a few days that he ended up dying. There's Catherine, and this is Carolyn Hardestein, Brent, and me at the hospice in Dad's room. Anyway, that's that story. When I worked for 2 years at Asbury Job Corps Center as a residential advisor, 99 and 2000, 2 years. There's my ID badge. This was given, the little light bulb thing was given to me because I submitted some ideas for improvement. And I'm trying to, I know what this was. I got this little pin right here for passing my probationary period. I said, what they do is they give you the ID card, and when you pass your probationary period, I think it was like 90 days or something, they give you a little pin or something to put on your ID. And this is the employability skills list that they wanted everybody to remember. I never memorized all. I got the general idea, but I never memorized them all. This is me, one of the students at Asbury Job Corps, and I don't have a clue who that is. Just, we were, I remember one time, it was around Christmas, no, at 5/28, that was summertime, so that would have been summertime. No, to be honest, now that I think about it, I don't remember what we were doing that day. 5/28. Not a clue. We were just took a picture. Somebody took a picture. I think Mr. Morris took a picture with me and this guy with my camera. Mrs. Hamlin, Rose Hamlin, took this picture of me, Chris Davis, and Cindy Sears. These were some of my other residential advisors. Chris Davis is what we call my Oreo, because we went through orientation together. So anybody you go through orientation with, they called their Oreo, which orientation, Oreo. Well, anyway, he was my Oreo because we went through orientation together. Cindy Sears came along about a year. I'd been there almost a year when she came up. So I worked with Chris the whole time I was there. Worked with Cindy for about a year. I like both of them. They're real nice people. I got my name, a star, registered, a star registry, and that's a star right there. That's named after me. It's officially named. This is a bulldog, a ceramic bulldog I did in ceramics for a 4-H project. This is my back X-ray where I had after they corrected it for scoliosis, and here's how you scoliosis. That's how you say it, and there's the definition of what it is. And this is the Bible verse that talks about it. And if you can understand what this Bible verse means, you will understand my life completely. But you're saying, it says, consider what God has done. Who can straighten what he has made crooked? But you're saying, you have straightened it. Well, the fact that I deal with pain every day, if you understand that and you read this, you can completely understand my life. Because even though it's God made me the way I was and it was straightened out, but I still deal with pain, so it's still not the way I wish it was. So if you can understand that and then understand this verse and this picture of my life, you'll understand my life completely, at least for the most part. These are just some funny pictures I did back in the day with my eyesight camera on the computer. Here I am with my Nerf gun. I've still got that Nerf gun. It's up in the closet. Just a bunch of pictures with a Nerf gun. I thought it was fun. Some serious ones, some dorky ones, some sad ones. I got this Pikachu at a garage sale for, I think it was 50 cents. And it's a really nice Pikachu. It's stuff. I've still got it. It's in the other room somewhere. I'm trying to remember where I have it. Yeah, it's in the closet, I think. But I've still got that Pikachu. Like I said, I got it at a garage sale for 50 cents. I may take some more pictures with it later. There's an apple pie I'm eating. Really going into it. There's me with a candle. There's me with my iPod, which I still have, and my iPod Touch. The iPod Touch I don't have anymore. I sold it. Okay, let me tell you this story. Brent got that to me for Christmas one year. I don't know how much he paid for it. I felt bad that I sold it. But I sold it, and I got money for one of the sniper games I got. So I wanted the new sniper game, and I went to the place where they buy your used iPods and stuff, and I sold my iPod Touch. Thing about it, to be honest with you, I'm glad I got that game, but now that I look back, I wish I hadn't sold the iPod. I wish I still had it. It was a cool little gadget. I just didn't really use it that much. Here's me with the Bible. There's me with some lightsabers. Of course, the effects are through Adobe Photoshop. Here's my favorite right here. This is my favorite. This one here with the multicolored red and blue lightsaber. That's my favorite picture of the lightsabers. I got some other good ones, as you can see here with the lightsabers. There's me as Jetfire. More lightsabers. This one right here is a Terminator thing on the website where you can put your picture in and become the Terminator. This is my scuba gear that I sold. Here's some more with the regulator and the depth gauge. I sold it too. Here's some funny ones with Gerald David Tap Tap Wilson and Marianne or Annie Wilson, his sister, back in the day. There's some more of me just, smiling, saying peace, and giving the Vulcan salute. Me and my camera. That's the camera I've still got. I'm trying to get a new one, but that's what I've got now. I've had it for a long time. There's me and Brent gave me some money for my birthday. Back when I was wanting to get some paintball stuff, I never ended up getting it, but I did get a paintball mask. And then there's Halo Reach game. There's some more Halo stuff with me and Halo Reach. There's my avatar, plus I Photoshop my face in. Me being silly. Me with my XL1S camcorder. Me with my welding hood. Speed glass. Another Nerf pistol. Same thing there, Nerf pistol. These 7-Up bottles that Grandma had for many years. I've got them now here. Let me tell you a story about that. She got those at the Indianapolis 500 to 1978 and 79. She had those at her house for many years, and when she died, I got them. So I wanted them. Me with the Force Unleashed 2. The Force Unleashed 1. The first one was the better game. I enjoyed it a lot. The first one a lot more. Me and my teddy bear. These black marks right here represent my scars on my body. There's my buddy Tasha Denise Rueff, my cat that just died recently. There's me with Grandma's hat. Me and the easy button. This is, they were doing a simplex net one day, and they wanted to see how far they could reach and whatever, and I was the farthest one. Here's where I am, K9RMR in Taylorsville. And let's see, it was right here's all the different people that were on the net, other locations. Here are some QSL cards that I've got from different people for making contact on the radio. There's Hamfest. This picture right here was just taken, that was this morning. I put it on there and put it on there. Here you can see my ARRL, or not my ARRL, so let me take that back. My FCC and ARRL certifications. This is my first one when I got my technician. Oh, no, wait, where's my arrow? I'll throw it here. This is what they gave me. Got when I took after I passed it. This is what I got from the FCC eventually. There's a picture with me and that certificate. This is my general, passing my general. And there's the license I got later from the FCC. There's a picture with me and the paper. And then when I got my amateur extra, there's a paper I got, and there's a license, and there's a copy of that, there's that with me. This is what you see if you go to the FCC website, this blue document, when you look up me. Later, I got my volunteer examiner certification credentials, and I got this badge in the mail plus a certificate. And here's what the certificate looks like, and the badge. And then I went to the Franklin REMC building where they have a meeting up there every month or most months. And I volunteered to help out. I didn't get to do any testing, but I got to help with the computer stuff and looking people up and everything. And they gave me this, I got this certification. They gave me an initial certification for the LIRC. This is one of the things I plan to use for my, oh, wait a minute, I went back too far. Crap. What's the bottom? Hold on. Okay. Well, come on. Let's see if I can get this right. Close enough. I started out designing this to be a QSL card. As you can see here at the bottom, I got the call sign, the date, start time, finish time, the band, the frequency, and whether I want a QSL card. I did my research and found out that's what most people put on their things. And then, of course, I sign it and date it. The idea was I would print this off and then send it. Well, eventually I put on this more information about me, both my elementary, high school, and Hobart. Then my volunteer exam certification and my badge and my amateur extra license. The Christian flag because I'm a born-again Christian. United States of America flag because I'm an American. I live in Indiana. I'm from Indiana. A picture of me, plus my back x-ray, plus my YMCA scuba thing. Plus, recently I went online and got an American Marriage Ministries saying I'm an ordained minister through them. Got my online ordination certification, which means I can marry people. And then here is, you can see, I didn't do this from the beginning, but this one tells you the percentage of people who visit this page, and then this one tells you the actual number. So, for example, America is 92.48, which means I've had 744 people that make up that 92. For example, here's France with 0.13%, and there's one person. Brazil, here we got 3 people, and that's 0.38%. So you get the idea. then they got some advertising down here for some different things. But that today is again Saturday, July 14th, 2018 AD. That is my QRZ page. Again, my details, logbook, biography. I'm a verified user. So that's just a brief overview of what's on my page and what it looks like today. It may be different in the future. It's been different in the past. So until next time, I'm Randall M. Rueff. That's K9RMR or Kilo 9 Romeo Mike Romeo. Saying thanks for watching. Have a good day. God bless. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until then, 73s.